Everyone. Thanks for joining us for the February Highwire Improv community meeting. And for anybody watching this after the fact, thanks for stopping by and seeing what we have going on. We'll go through our pretty typical meeting agenda, core values, committee updates, financial update, and the overall growth numbers, and open it up for any Q&A if there is any. And just let's get it started. So reminder of core values: transparency, safety, community, and action. Try and keep these in mind in all the work that we do. Serve as our guiding principles for anything, any work we take on. One component of that that's continuing to repeat itself as a topic is our stance on shows and our ability to do shows in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. There's been no major changes since our January session. Baltimore City remains in high community transmission. There's no immediate plans to remove the indoor mask mandate, although the Omicron spike of cases is dropping pretty dramatically, which is encouraging. We're still well above the place we were even looking back to like September, in terms of caseload. So still a little bit of ways to go before we expect that indoor mask mandate to be lifted, and we'll do our own assessment of the numbers once we get to that point. Therefore, indoor shows remain postponed indefinitely. Outdoor shows are eligible, but it's still winter and still cold. So we're not doing anything right now, though we will start those conversations likely leading up to season 7, which will kick off in May. And we keep all this information updated in a living document, which is linked here. You can also find it on our website. Some key committee updates, some exciting stuff happening right now on the programming side. Season 6 is underway, which has been great. We have kicking off tomorrow our Barracks Night partnership with the Armory. We also have a number of new jams and themed shows that are sprinkled throughout the February, March, and April months. We have a great workshop with Create Access on the 19th of February that is performing alongside neurodivergent, chronically ill, or disabled performers. Really great workshop. Still some spots open for that. We've done a couple workshops with Create Access so far. They've all been really good. The previous ones have focused more on kind of policy and procedure. These are more about actually performing on stage. So really practical and useful for anybody. You don't have to be working in the policy or the leadership of an organization to get value out of these. As mentioned, on the education side, we're kicking off these theme jams every other Wednesday, using this as a bit of an entry point into the community model for education that we'd like to continue to build here at Highwire, giving people an opportunity to teach and to share their knowledge with the rest of the world. If you're interested in doing those, reach out to Kristen McKenzie. You can reach her through the Highwire Improv Gmail or directly. And if you're also interested in potentially working on the education side and the applied improv space, reach out as well. That's starting to build up. We're getting a few more engagements under our belt and developing some more standardization to the curriculum. So there will be continued opportunities to build that out over the next few months. On the development committee, we've got an initial list of tasks published, similar to what we shared last month. And we're planning for the first meeting for that committee to be the 21st of February. This is under this new 3-month-long committee seasons model that we're going to try out. As we mentioned last time, the focus of this will be on fundraising, looking at how we get into the right places so people can find us if they want to donate, how we collect grant details, start to pull together some common responses to grant questions, and then submit a grant application as well as plan a fundraiser for later in the year. So if you're interested in that work, send us an email. You'll see some invites on Facebook, likely on our email mailing list as well. So you'll get an opportunity to join in on that. We also recently sent out a community survey. It's been 5 seasons of people performing online with us, and we wanted to reach out and get some feedback. We've been doing this kind of ad hoc on the workshop side, but we hadn't really done it on the performer side before. Got a really great set of responses, 18 responses overall, with some very kind of specific and helpful feedback. Overall rating was great, 4.9 out of 5, over 18 responses. Some of the things that were highlighted as positives are the ease of participation, the community aspect, the responsiveness we provide across technology and support. our dedication to transparency and diversity, and just the general demeanor of everybody involved. And I think that really speaks to just everybody's attitude across the entire Highwire community. That's a really big team effort, and I think every experience that I've been a part of, I've experienced that in reciprocation. So that's great to hear. And then in terms of things that could be improved, I got some feedback on the website, particularly looking at how we can better help teams promote themselves, social promotions as well. People asking about longer sets and possibly including Saturday shows again, which is something we've been kind of juggling back and forth as we do different seasons to fit different teams in, but also under the expectation that as the world opens up, Saturday is going to be a popular in-person show time. But we can also look at that as we look to season 7 and beyond about whether there's a good space for online Saturday shows. And then more overall offerings of jams and workshops. We tried to collect some specific requests from people in the survey about what topics might be interesting for those. And you should start to see those happen in the theme jams that I mentioned earlier, as well as future workshops. So it's great to get that feedback, always really helpful for us to tweak and adjust things as we move forward. Financial details, pretty straightforward. Is a pretty simple month, and the typical categories of donations and workshops, and then expenses on software fees. Expect that there'll be some increasing fluctuation here as we start to have like bigger payouts for big workshops or applied improv experiences. Those might not always line up month over month with when we pay out instructors. So you might see some big swings here and there, but they'll start to average out over time. We might look at different ways to present this information moving forward, but for now, I think just the simple detail of what came in and what went out each month is useful to see. And you can see we're still kind of hovering a little bit over 5,000 in our bank balance for the year so far. Finally, our social numbers, really the same stories I've been saying every month here. Slow and steady growth across all of our different channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We always get a nice bump at the start of each season as new teams come on board and maybe they haven't interacted with us in the same way previously, but happy to see these grow. We are doing some initial number crunching on the January shows based on one of our strategic goals of having 10 live viewers and 10 replay viewers for each show. Looking pretty positive, actually. Some initial analysis there shows over 14 average live viewers across each show, which is higher than I think we expected. So we might adjust that goal and see if we can go higher than that, but more to come on that, as well as all the other strategic goals. We'll start to produce some regular updates on those as the year goes on. With that, I'll open it up for any Q&A. Otherwise, you can always reach us at highwireimprov@gmail.com or through Facebook or Instagram Messenger. And otherwise, have a great month.